the room. Go fuck yourself, YouTube. All right. Today's project, a blue Mini. Come on. Can you blur this out? I like his dramatic jump. These are one of my favorite cars. This is a 2005 MiniCooperS, Supercharged 1.6. It has a very large exhaust system. It's physically 2 cats, straight pipe, into a primary muffler, and then a secondary. It's considered a 2-ball system, literally 2 balls. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete one because it's too quiet. So we'll come over here, come on. We're gonna blur this out. Gonna blur this out. Blur this out. All right, this will be the front of the car. That's where catalytic converter is. Comes down, primary muffler. Goes in, makes it quiet. That's fucking stupid. We don't want that. We don't want this. We don't like this. Goes in a secondary muffler, comes out, makes a little bit of noise. So what we do, we're gonna go from here to here. And it's kind of a fun way to do it. This is a fab table I bought years ago and overpaid for. We save all of our old push rods. What you do is you make a jig. Weld it, multiple spots. Keep it up here, that way it keeps all this stuff fixed in the same position. Same thing here. Weld it across. This is what I do, you don't have to. But we don't want this to move, and we don't want from here over to move, same height and everything. So what we'll do is we'll weld all these into place, and I have a lot of them. There's so many push rods because they come in handy. So we'll brace the end of this like Terrence originally had said, so it doesn't fall. Cut this, reuse as much as we can, and this will rotate. It has to come over, go 90 and uphill into this. Easy. And now we ignore everything I'm about to do and we start filming later. All right, and we're back. So now, I'm gonna cut here, right before this bend, right at the last section of the crease, the straight section. I'm gonna cut here. This isn't a right or a wrong way. This is kind of whatever you feel best with. So I can eliminate this section. I might use this bend to rotate it over and join in. And then I'm gonna come up probably within an inch of this outside edge to here. So I'll probably cut about there. I have to make a 90 to come in. I've got some new pieces, or I might just recycle what I'm taking off because I actually have 2 decent sections that I can use. But after I make this cut, it's all being time lapse so you can see that too. This whole thing can be gone. And I feel like this is exactly how they neuter your animals. They just get in there, they cut something, they move it out of the way. That's how my hernia was repaired. Not sponsored by Milwaukee, but Harbor Freight, we're looking. Okay, now we're gonna do a little cleanup. This is considered an edge off tool. Just basically lets you go inside plastic, wood, whatever, they're all color coded. So you see in here, wherever you cut, you leave this not really slag, but these little strays. And this just goes through and deburrs it. Takes all that shit out of there, because if you don't do this, you'll hear this shit whistling around inside of there. Kind of like whenever I blow a hole in it with a MIG welder, and I leave the little piece inside, you're gonna hear it whistling. So take the extra step. It's like an extra 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 22 seconds, or 17 minutes, because I never know where all my stuff is. Then we'll file that down, because that ain't working. So don't judge me, but the table that we mount our vise to is actually over there with a muffler welded to it. So security is key. All right, sir. All right, so far, recycled the old pipe, put a little bit of a rise to it, and then a turn. I do have a gap to fill. It's not rocket science. I can do that, that's fine. Sure worked great. I'll just clean it up now that it's tacked. I'll do a little bit better job of cleaning it. And then I'll weld it together. And hopefully it all goes in there. And then I have to make one really long hanger that goes all the way from here to where this fucking hanger goes. That way this whole thing doesn't move. Yep. So, oh, then my favorite part. And then I gotta get all these loose. It's hot. It's a sign of not being able to weld. Now that it's fairly clean, say fairly, don't look at it. So everybody pauses and zooms. You go through and weld best you can. Overlap. Make sure it doesn't fall apart. Hi. If you get 500 or 1,000 miles, that's a record.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I put Chipotle.
Yeah. So 70% of it's welded, roughly. Don't ground me for being wrong on that. I've got to cut these guys loose. Literally have to cut them here and I'll grind them down. I'll just break them off the table. Rotate it over. We should be good. I still got a little bit of a gap to fill because I'm not a pipe fitter. I'm not a welder. I'm just a guy with a sawzall. So enjoy our time lapse. Loud, isn't it? Now we've got it flipped over. I think the hardest part was actually knocking all these loose because some of them are really on there. My tacks are better than my welds. Now we'll finish joining it. Terrence, can you take this, please? Thanks. Always remember, put your blades away. I have a bad habit of losing them. So if I don't put them away, they don't fit in any drawer with the saw, so put it away. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on blades. But yeah, we'll get this welded, and then we should be able to get it in, and start it, and blow it up, and blow this one apart. All right, so now Terrence is grabbing the remaining hardware we need. The studs broke, so we went ahead and just cut them out. We're gonna put nuts and bolts on it. So if you take a look, this is what we did. We removed the primary muffler and the rise that we used after the old stuff. It literally follows the body line. This wasn't planned. It was in our mind, but it just kind of worked out and came around. Once it's secure, it shouldn't move. We've got some movement up there, and if it does, I'll literally come off with a rod here and I'll go right back into this factory mount. Ta-da. And now you get more noise. This thing went 254,000 miles without being modded, and here I am ruining a good thing. It's for sale though. You can get it. It is a very nice car. I love this car. This one, for our buddy Josh, I was his best man. So for his bachelor's party, we didn't want to drink. I sold a motor out of my race car, out of my Pontiac, and we bought tickets and went sight unseen. Well, we found it on Marketplace. We were just looking at different towns, different cities. And I was like, well, man, for your bachelor's party, let's fly somewhere and buy a car and drive it back. So we decided on Denver. Never been to Denver. I always heard weird shit about their airport. And there's a statue out front called Lucifer. It's a horse. It's a big like concrete horse statue with blue eyes. It's sketchy looking. They say the whole airport's haunted or some weird shit. So we were hoping for that. All we got was a $62 15-minute fucking Uber. We We flew into Denver, got there like, I don't know, 11, I think it's like 1 o'clock, 12 or 1 o'clock. Got to Denver, got our rental car, rented a Tesla, went to Loveland, Colorado, which is like an hour and a half north. Bought this. It had I say the original owner, she bought it with 600 miles on it, and I think she got it, it was a demo car. So she bought it in Kentucky, took it all the way back to Colorado. She bought it with 600 miles on it from the dealer. I bought it from her with 224,000. It had every bit of maintenance. Man, we didn't even check the damn tire pressure, which we should have, because on the way back, or whenever we got home, they were pretty low. But so Friday night, we drove back from Loveland. I was driving this. Josh drove the little Tesla Model Y that we rented. We dropped it off at Hertz. Got overcharged for that, so Hertz, you can kiss my ass. You suck with all your stupid ass fees. They charged me for fuel. They charged me for fuel on a fucking electric car. Yeah, fuck those guys. So now we just buy junk cars whenever we go out of town. And then we drove like 2 hours, I think an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe more, south to Pikes Peak with this car. The owner had never taken it there, so the following morning, because we found out the night that we showed up there, that Pikes Peak is actually not a public road, it's private, and you have to buy a ticket to get access to the top. So the following morning we went there, we got a bunch of shit at the gate saying, you know, that we should have prepaid. They would only let us go to mile marker 13, which is about, I think they say that's where the hill climb starts. We told them what we were doing. We had my wife's Mini Cooper tag on the back of this thing because we weren't getting stopped. Told them what we were doing. The guy gave us a pass. We got to go up to the top, up to the summit, which was cool. I've never pooped at like 20,000 feet. It's pretty neat. Comes out faster. Got altitude sickness. It was the first snow of the year, which was like August 20th. So, I mean, it was pretty crazy. No, it might have been right before that, because I think Josh got married on the 20th. And then we made it to the base of Pikes Peak at 10 a.m. And from there, we hit the road and drove straight through until 4:30 the next day, and we made it back here. It was like 1,790 miles. Kentucky sucks. No, not Kentucky, Kansas sucks. Kentucky too, probably. There's nothing out there. There's rocks. There's no trees. You want to stop all those fucking tornadoes? Put some kudzu out there. But we made it all the way back. Every single fill up, I over treated it with a gallon. Like I bought a gallon of Lucas fuel treatment and I put it in there. We got like 32 miles per gallon, averaged like 75 miles an hour. It was a cool trip. I'd definitely do it again. And then sold this car, paid for the whole trip. And then customer didn't want to repair it. They needed some stuff. They have two Minis. They didn't want to pay to have this one fixed because of the mileage. So we opted, we worked a deal with them, we bought it, we fixed it. We're still doing stuff to it. Just did oil pan gasket. It's got a fresh supercharger on it. It's recently pulleyed. It's got a new water pump on it. Exhaust mod, just did valve cover gasket. You know, fun shit, nothing major. So, and now we'll see how much louder it is if Terrence ever hurries up with these two fucking bolts. 2 bolts. So, stay tuned. Everything's bolted in, everything's tight, everything's secure. New hardware at the Cat. We sealed the gasket, made sure. We don't really need to modify the hangers on this thing. We don't see the point in it. But now we get a sound clip.
Yep.
My chinchilla. I got my chinchilla. This is pretty much all. We might do a burnout. Probably do a burnout. Should I do a burnout? We're gonna do a burnout. You can pause that. The room. The room. Handbrake, check. Testicles, one's gone.